Greetings, everybody. I am so sorry I've been away, kind of on and off, and I apologize for my lack of attentiveness to the comments. I'm just really not feeling good. Physically, emotionally, mentally, I'm very, very overwhelmed with everything. But I wanted to bring you this article from Educate Yourself, okay? The freedom of knowledge, the power of thought. Okay, FEMA, the secret government. Some people have referred to it as the secret government of the United States. It is not an elected body. It does not involve itself in public disclosures, and it even has a quasi-secret budget in the billions of dollars. Ever wonder where your tax dollars are going? You should be pretty pissed off. Alright, this government organization has more power, right here, more power than the President of the United States or Congress. It has the power to suspend laws. It has the power to move entire populations. It has the power to arrest and detain without a warrant and hold them without a trial. It has the power to seize your property, your food, your transportation, and can suspend the Constitution. I think the Constitution has already been suspended. Not only is it the most powerful entity in the United States, but it was not even created under constitutional law by the Congress. It was a product of a presidential executive order. No, it is not the U.S. military, nor the CIA. They are subject to Congress. The organization is called FEMA, which stands for the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Originally conceived in the Richard Nixon administration, it was refined by President Jimmy Carter and given teeth in the Ronald Reagan and George Bush administrations. FEMA had one original concept when it was created. Concept. The survivability of the United States government in the event of a nuclear attack on this nation. It was also provided with the tasks of being a federal coordinating body during times of domestic disasters like earthquakes, floods, and hurricanes. Wow, no coinky-dinky there. Its awesome powers grow under the tutelage of people like Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North and General Richard Secord, the architects of the Iran-Contra scandal and the looting of America's savings and loans institutions. FEMA has been given control of the state defense forces, a ragtail, often considered neo-Nazi civilian army that will substitute for the National Guard if the Guard is called to duty overseas. The most powerful organization in the United States. Though it may be the most powerful organization in the United States, few people even know it exists. Well, everybody knows it exists, but not everybody know why FEMA exists. Research it. But it has crept into our private lives. Even mortgage papers contain FEMA's name in small print if the property in question is near a flood plain. Okay? FEMA was deeply involved in the LA riots and the 1989 Loma Prieta earthquake. Wow. Did you see that? FEMA was deeply involved. In the 1989 Loma Prieta earthquake and in the San Francisco Bay Area. Wow. I wonder what the extent of their involvement was. Well, you all can decide that for yourselves. Some of the black helicopter traffic reported throughout the United States, but mainly in the West Coast, California, Washington, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, and Colorado, are flown by FEMA personnel. I'm going to repeat that. Some of the black helicopter traffic reported throughout the United States, but mainly in the West, California, Washington, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, and Colorado, are flown by FEMA personnel. FEMA has been given responsibility for many new disasters, including fires, home heating emergencies, refugee situation, urban riots, and emergency planning for nuclear and toxic incidents. Very interesting. Pardon me. In the West, it works in conjunction with the 6th Army. We're going to ask Cortana. Okay. The 6th United States. Okay, it just says the 6th Army is a field army of the United States Army. Okay, whatever. Okay. FEMA was created in a series of executive orders. A presidential executive order, whether constitutional or not, becomes law simply by its publication in the Federal Registry. Congress is bypassed. Executive Order number 12148 created the Federal Emergency Management Agency. That is to interface with the Department of Defense for civil defense planning and funding. An emergency czar was appointed. FEMA has only spent about 6% of its budget. Here you go, everybody. FEMA has only spent about 6% of its budget on national emergencies. Where do you think the rest of their money is going? Only 6%? Okay, the bulk of their funding has been used for the construction of secret underground facilities to assure continuity of government in case of a major continuity of government. Forget the continuity of humanity, right? In case of a major emergency. Yeah, let's protect them. Foreign or domestic. Executive Order number 12656 appointed the NSC, National Security Council, as the principal body that should consider emergency powers. This allows the government to increase domestic intelligence and surveillance of U.S. citizens and would restrict the freedom of the freedom of movement within the United States. Alright? They are restricting our movement. It's kind of like, I did a video a long time ago about, excuse me, you know, Trump's wall at the Mexican border down there. I've always thought it was more to keep people in, the Americans in, as opposed to the Mexican people coming in. Okay? No, Americans can't leave. I'm sorry. That's what the wall is about. They are walling us in. Alright? Pretty soon people will not be able to fly without proof of vaccinations. Right? So yes, they are keeping people in the United States. Alright. Underground facilities, so to assure the continuity of government. Executive Order number 12656 appointed the National Security Council as, I read this, as the principal body that should consider emergency powers. This allows the government to increase domestic intelligence and surveillance of U.S. citizens and would restrict the freedom of movement within the United States. There you go. And grant the government the right to isolate, right here, large groups of civilians. The National Guard could be federalized to seal all borders. See that word? All borders. And take control of U.S. airspace and all ports of entry. Okay, here are just a few executive orders associated with FEMA. I'm not going to go through them all. I will leave the link. I'm pretty sure most of you know, you are familiar with these. Oh, this one right here is concerning. Executive Order 11002 designates the Postmaster General to operate a national registration of all persons, which means you might be called into your local post office. Do not go. Alright, everybody. On that note, oh, see, this goes into Hurricane Andrew, focused attention on FEMA, more stuff you probably really want to read. So again, I'll post the link. I mean, this is very lengthy, so I'm going to go ahead and end it there on the very, very secret note of FEMA, the secret government.